Hi, welcome to Pandora's Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Pisces for the month of August 2015. Please remember to check your rising sign and your moon sign, because that will give you more information on the energies that you're going to be dealing with. But let's start, Pisces, with this reading right here. You have in the challenge position the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is a card that represents institutions and tradition. And of course traditional institutions. It's a card that represents also a bureaucracy. It can also talk about higher education, yeah. So which is also a form of a bureaucratic institution. It can, we can talk about the church, we can talk about government institutions, or just educational institutions, that sort of thing. It's all things bureaucratic. It represents all the institutions that are highly bureaucratic, and whatever related to those institutions involves a lot of paperwork. Yeah. And this is your focus. I would say these two cards almost come as one, because the follow-up card is the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is a card that talks about battles. This character is hurt. He has a bandage on his head, and his story is that he has been through a lot of fights, a lot of struggles, a lot of wars, and he's just simply waiting for the next one to drop. He is on guard, and I believe you have been fighting some type of institution, Pisces, and it's a fight that has been going on for quite some time. It's not something that started in August. It's something that you have been dealing with over the past months. Perhaps even started 9 months before, so it started last year. And there's something, you're trying to get something from this institution. Whether it's you're trying to get into college or university, it could represent you're trying to get a divorce and there's something wrong, or you're trying to remarry and they're asking you, more stuff, or you're trying to get something from the government. It's an institution who's asking you a lot of paperwork and get your papers in order. And they're being really picky about that, and it's sort of one of the situations when they ask you a list of things and you get them ready and you take them down there and they go like, oh no, this missing, you didn't put a dot here, so you have to redo the entire thing again. Is that sort of situation that is really, those institution and bureaucratic process where basically they're hoping you get tired and you don't do it. Is that sort of situation. The great thing is that, Pisces, you have the stamina to get going, to keep going. You are going to win this battle, yeah, because he has fought many battles, but he's ready for the next one. Is that sort of attitude that you have? And in the help that you're going to receive, you have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the card of victory, because you have, the crown and the laurels. And also it's a card that, the sword sort of plunges through the dark clouds. It's a card of mental clarity. The element of, the swords is the element of air, like I always say, and those are the mental things. So it could be also even a lawyer that is helping you out. The swords also many times represent justice. It can represent, justice is being done. That's another thing. You don't have the justice card here, so I don't think this is like a trial situation. I believe perhaps you hire a lawyer to do this work for you, or you take the advice, you consult a lawyer, and this lawyer tells you, no, listen, they have to take on your paperwork, and they help. It's a help that you're going to receive, this mental clarity. Either you have it or someone else gives it to you. It could be also perhaps that you're trying to get a divorce and get remarried. I don't know if I said that, but that's an option. Could be. If you're trying to get into college, they're asking you to and especially those of you who are trying to go back to college, and you graduated from high school many years ago, and now you're trying to get back to to study in college, and they're asking you a million papers that you don't even know where they might be, that sort of thing, and then you have to go to your old school and that sort of thing. So aside from having success, being successful in this battle, aside from also having mental clarity, you will have balance. You have the temperance card and the position of the things you cannot change. This will remain, and there's a lot of water in this card, and water is your element. The temperance card is a card that talks about being balanced. Simple as that. The angel is moving water from one cup to the other. He has, or she, I'm not sure, has one foot on the water, one foot on the ground. There's a lot of balance here between your emotional state and your physical state. So that's great. I have to say, a lot of cards around this situation of fighting that tell me that you have support and stability around you, so you can focus on winning this battle. As the outcome card, you have the Judgment card. This is a card that also, talks about better times are about to come. They're just around the corner. So this is another card that represents a sense of victory, joining this Ace of Swords. You also have the Ace of Cups. This is an extra card that came up for the end. The Ace of Cups is, first of all, the cups represent you. It's also a card that talks about emotional stability, emotional fulfillment. There is, the water coming out of the cup, going into the pond, going back up. It talks about being stable. Yeah, so you have the clarity, and you have the capacity to remain stable, and you have emotional contentment. So that's always good. It could also be that there is, if you're filing for divorce, you're finally getting started on a new relationship. That's another way. The Ace the Ace of Cups could represent a new love coming in. You have two aces. That also means there is a new start. I would say towards the end of the month, leading on to the next one, because you win this battle, or at least this battle comes to an end. Another thing I wanted to say is that there are a lot of I would say kind of church related Christian symbols in this reading, so that I want to throw it out there because it could help someone. You have the Hierophant, right? You think church, the Pope, something like that, with this card. But here you have an angel. Here you have another angel, and of course the Judgment has all the connotations of the last days, in the Bible. And the Ace of Cups has also the symbol of the white dove, and God, I can't remember the name in English. Okay, never mind. You know what I'm talking about. Is this symbol here? Okay, it's the communion. That's what I want to say. So there are many symbols that have to do with religious symbols, so that could help someone. It can also mean angels are always bringing peace and good news. So for those of you who meditate or work with angels, hold on to that, because it's going to be very helpful. Because I believe the problem here has to do with tradition and with really old institutions. They are just not adapting to the new times, and there are institutions that are very set on their ways, and they are huge. They're really big. So what you have to do is basically try to get along with them as much as you can. Yeah. So I hope this is helpful, Pisces. I want to thank everyone who watches and likes and comments my videos, and I will see you in the reading for next month. Thank you.